What's up guys, True Up here. We're going to do a more advanced CQB tutorial, which is really just me using this nice looking CQB shoot house that I found in the workshop, and using the first video we can expand upon some concepts. I'm going to try not to over talk the concepts that I covered in the first one, but instead focus on how you can take that and expand it out to some extra problem sets that happen within this shoot house. I'm also going to leave the tracking on, or whatever you want to call it, that shows like how I make these movements, and I will discuss how you can use these movements in the game to make quote unquote digging your corners better than the way I used to do it. So starting off, we have to breach, right? So anytime we do an exterior breach, we're going to use explosives and make some noise. So we're going to have this one man comes up full security, number two man sets the door. I end up backing them up because I'm autistic and I like to do it the way I do it in real life, and explosives in real life have an MSD, or a minimum safe distance. Alright, so as the door blows, one man pushes up, gets his step center. As soon as he clears it, we don't see a threat. That's a poor little civilian. We're just gonna flow in. As you can see, I have them flow in just like you do in a room, alternating. As soon as this door opens, that becomes his immediate concern, which is why I don't have him looking this way, because he has the best SA on this door. But I do have this number two man at this angle pull security there, just in case somebody pops out. Now what's about to happen is this becomes, I talked about it in the last video, but I didn't really expand upon it, a left side, right side problem. So we call it a left side, right side problem because if you try to deal with one of these, right, without dealing with both of them at the same time, you expose yourself to a dangerous situation. What do I mean by that? So if this team, right, was to just flow straight into here by themselves, as they get to this point, if somebody is in this room, they open up to this angle, right? So they can just get shot in the back. So what we need to do is deal with it at the same time. And it's the same situation goes for here, right? Somebody pops their head out and looks through here, they can just shoot these guys in the back if they're going in. So the way we diffuse that situation when we have a left side, right side problem is they handle it at the exact same time. I do ignore this for now because I have a 5-man team. If you had a 6-man team, what you could do is you could handle all three at the same time and essentially have your two go into these rooms and then have your third 2-man team go take care of this. So you can clear a room with just 2 people. It just gets a little spicier. But let's see what this left side, right side problem looks like. Okay, so I did some drawing while I was playing. I don't even know why I did that. But anyways, I have this guy peek pause push real quick. And then this guy's gonna come up and throw a banger in.
Banger out!
Once that banger goes off, they're gonna push at the exact same time. As you can see, I have him digging this first corner in, and then he's gonna scan this way. Number two guy's gonna flow in, start scanning this way. We attack the room at the same time, everything's clear. Now everybody's gonna come out and get ready to attack this room. So real quick, I wanna showcase how, and this is a gameism, but I wanna showcase how I make my guy dig his corner without dropping his weapon so hard, if that makes sense. Okay, so this guy in this scenario, he's gonna dig right. So whichever way he is going to dig, I want him to hug the opposite side door frame as hard as he possibly can. And then this directional arrow is a control drag, right? And that creates it so that he's going to walk this entire length up until the next one, you know, the next directional command. He's gonna walk this path at that angle the whole time. Where a pie is he will look at this spot, and no matter where he is walking along this path, he will look at this spot the whole time. With this one, he will just stare in this angle the entire time he walks, no matter where I put him. So he's going to put his gun down for like a quarter of a second. Okay, but it's a lot better than if I had him looking directly this way, right? Like if I had him pieing this corner, right, and looking here. he would look directly at this door frame on this side, and he would put his gun down for quite a while. But you'll see, having him at this angle, he'll have his gun up most of the time. He'll slightly drop it for half a second and immediately pick it back up. And then what happens is, as he walks into this room, this right side angle, right, his peripheral vision, if you will, if he sees an enemy, he'll just snap to him. So he'll already have his gun up and then he'll just snap to him. So it's kind of how you, quote, dig your corner without dropping your weapon so long. Let's take a look at what it looks like. See, he had his gun up the whole time, and then if this was a bad guy, as soon as this guy popped up within his peripheral view right there, as you can see, he's still in it, he would just snap to him. And that's going to be a lot faster than him trying to pick his gun up. So as you can see, I have this guy up front calling security on this door.
Covering.
Now, this door opens as we're approaching, which immediately changes my plan in the middle of it. As you can see right now, I have number 2 man going up here, really just pulling security down the hall. But since this door opened, now we have to worry about this angle that opens up to our number 1 man as he begins to get his diminishing return. So you're gonna see I'm gonna switch my tactic here, where I'm going to have my number 2 man body bunker my number 1 man from this angle as he pushes across this door to get his diminishing return.
Alpha, go.
As you can see, I'm starting to make him look further into this room. Boom. I had him here so that his as he was pushing up, his sector of fire still covered this hallway if anybody was to come around. But as you can see, he can still, looking here, he can still see into the room, so he'll still snap onto a target, which he does right here and takes care of it. Now these guys float in super fast. Again, we're getting more advanced, right? So I pause this game a lot because the way we handle rooms in real life is the way I handle it in the game. As the room presents itself to me is how I take the room. So I do a lot of micro movements and pausing because I do most of these missions on the first try. This entire playthrough, this is the first time I've flown through this house, and I do it all flawlessly without getting shot, because your tactics matter more than anything else, right? So as this room opens up and these 2 guys push in, I originally think that I had them, I could just rewind it, but I'm not going to. I think I had like 1 guy pushing all the way up and 1 guy getting his corner, blah, blah, blah. But as they go in, once it's clear, you can just cancel it all. Cancel it all, have them flow right back out the room and go to the next target, which is going to be this open door. So what happens is 1 man comes to this open door. We have another left side, right side problem, kind of, right? So the number 2 man's going to come up and body bunker him as he clears this door to step center to look into this dead space before he enters the room. And then number 2 man's going to look down this hallway. Now what you're going to see is this closed door. You're going to see me in this video bypass doors, but I always bypass them to go through openings or the paths of least resistance, right? So you want your team to flow like an explosion or water, right? Explosions are always going to take the path of least resistance, and that's exactly what you want to do with your team. You don't want to go mess with this closed door and make noise and get stuck up in this dangerous hallway where somebody can poke their head out and shoot you from wherever. If there's already an open door, you can just get the hell out of this hallway and keep moving, right? In the game, we can see this is the only way in, but in real life, you're going to keep flowing because you don't know if this leads to another open door here, another open door here that leads to another open door here. You know what I mean? You don't know if this is going to take you back to this room eventually. So you're going to flow all the way until you'll see it. In this case, I go all the way till I hit this dead end. And then once I hit the dead end, that's when we go back and we start taking care of doors we haven't covered. But anyways, let's see what this looks like.
Alpha.
So as soon as he gets caught up on his back, have them both push out at the same time. And then as you can see with the trajectory, they're all going to go to their corners. My number 5 man, since I'm lucky enough to have one, is always going to be pulling rear security as we push up through all this stuff. Now, this corner and this corner, who's going to go through this door first? This guy, because he already sees into the room. I'm not going to have this guy get in front of his line of fire and then try to get like a good view of the room and then butt and hook around. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So this guy already sees, you know, 20% of the room. We're just gonna have him push up, and as he pushes up further, he'll slowly see more and more of the room until he digs this corner. Which is exactly what he does, because he walks up, doesn't have to do any weird turning. He just shoots that guy, and then they all just flow right into the room. Pulls his security. Now this guy has the best angle on this hallway, even if it's a small angle. So, unlike the last one, right, where I had this guy push into the next area because he had the best SA on it, we have a different situation here. We have a sandbag here that our guy is going to have to hop over. And while he's hopping over, he's not going to have security, right? He's not going to be able to defend himself. So if this wasn't here, this guy would go first because he can see better. But since this is here, I actually want this guy to hop over, and I want this guy to just keep looking at that little angle he has. That way, if somebody comes around while he's hopping it, he's not going to get shot. Does that make sense? I also end up using my number 2 man on this side to throw a flashbang down the hallway so that as he hops this weird angle and crests it, if someone's down here, they're stunned while he goes around it.
Figure out.
So boom, he hops it. Nothing down there, sick. So he's gonna push out. And the way we take these hallways is the first man to push out is gonna push up, and then he's gonna push straight across. And then the number 2 man's gonna come hug this wall, and then they're both gonna go down at the same time. Now you can have the number 1 man hug this wall if you want to. There's nothing wrong with it. But then your number 2 man can't help him until he walks like halfway through the hall and gets basically around him, right? Because he can't shoot behind him, and then he can help him. But if this guy just pushes out and immediately goes across, this guy can just push up into that space as it opens up and immediately help him. So then you got your guys there coming up. So we got another left side, right side problem. Again, we're just gonna attack these at the exact same time using our basic CQB fundamentals, and before I do it, I throw flashbangs.
Flash out. Flash out.
See, basic CQB fundamentals, I still have their corners going.
Start here.
As you can see, I interrupt them because again, it's the advanced stuff, right? Once I realize that they're good, I just have them push across and get ready to go into the next room. These guys own the room. You will notice that even though there is barrels on this side blocking him, I pushed the right side up. Why did I do that? You don't have to do that. You can push this guy up. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. However, my thought process is he has the best angle on this open doorway, which is your next threat, not this closed door. The closed door is still a threat, but this is your immediate threat. So I pushed him up just so he has a better angle on it, even if it's just for 2 seconds. So once he gets up there, I want these guys to get into the room before they start pushing and doing their thing. 1 man's gonna push out into the hall and bump across and body block number 2.
On target.
Alpha. Go.
Boom, comes in, pulls rear security. Now that we have control of the whole room with all 5 of our guys, these guys are gonna push up and pull security on this door while these guys push across and get better SA into this angle.
Where have they gone?
Once he has the best SA, everybody in the room is just gonna go push up and flow. This guy is gonna pull security on this door until he reaches this point, and then he's gonna stand in this frame and just pull security rear the whole time. Again, all these guys did was flow right to the door using the same fundamentals we've talked about. Wall here, wall here. Might be somebody here, so we're obviously going to dig that corner, but then this is our next threat, so all we're going to do is push this guy in and then pie this little hallway. I have these guys push across, just getting ready to support him. And then he, because once again, he has the best SA on this hallway right now, instead of this guy blocking his shot at a weird time, he's just going to push up and be number 1 man. When we get here, all he's going to do is pie this whole thing around and walk along this wall. Bada bing. I have this guy come around to support him just in case he needs a little assistance, but once it's clear, I cancel all this and I just have him flow have all of them just flow right back. Now we've hit our dead end like I talked about before. Now we're gonna go back and address these doors we bypassed. I still want this guy to come here because we have unknown section here, so anybody can be running around any of this now again. So he's just gonna pull security while these guys deal with this. Notice we couldn't see him. My guy steps center, takes care of him. Again, your fundamentals guys will do way more. I keep seeing people in Reddit talking about like weapon stats and shit like that. You can beat this entire game probably with the most basic stuff because your CQB fundamentals are going to do more for you in this game than any stats will. But I digress. I start getting shot at, so I'm still kind of new to this game, so I just pushed him out of the doorway. I don't even think you can get shot through the door, but I just pushed out of the way of the door so that I could wait till he reloaded to set up explosives. So I set up explosives because we have a super aggressive guy in this room. And I wish that this game, the explosives did a lot more concussive damage than this, because I'm telling you right now, and I'll show a video right now, this will absolutely fuck you up. So I really wish that these explosives actually fucked up this whole room concussively. Because basically I have to blow the door and then use a flashbang, and it's really weird and it's not what I would do, but it's what I do because he's super aggressive.
Sending charge. Ready to burn. Flashbang out.
Walks right in, takes care of the problem. Haven't done a tac mag in a while, so I go ahead and take this opportunity to do tac mags before tackling the last room. Bump these guys out, let them do their tac mag, and we flow through. As you can see, right? But all this is clear. We've already cleared the day. We haven't cleared this room. All right, we don't know if somebody came out, started running around any one of these places, right? Could have even ran all the way out into here, right? So that's why I have this guy pulling security while the rest of the team flows out into the hallway, and you'll see going back, we still do the basics of CQB all the way back to make sure we have security all the way through. Very nice. As you can see, I push him out. I still pull security this way because, again, we don't know what happened while we were gone.
Alpha, go.
Waits till the last man, flows right in. And then we just handle the last room as always. We open the door. We're going to get our diminishing return. We're going to throw a flash in, and then we're going to finish the room.
Got one.
Good job. Mission complete.
It really is that easy, guys. Understand your basic CQB fundamentals. Take your dead space seriously. Take your corners seriously. And you can do all these missions on the first go with zero issues. Just like that. Now let's take a look at what it looks like from start to finish. Smooth as butter.
Charge set. Banger out. On target.
Alpha, go. Alpha, go.
Flashbang out. Flashbang out. Banger out. Covering.
Alpha, go.
Where are they?
Alpha, go.
Got him.
Good job.